But thank you. Bruce White.
Right, good morning, and thank you for allowing me a few minutes to just say a few bits and pieces. Some of you may have read what I wrote in the Tuesday Club Notes, an opinion piece prior to the settlement being declared, where I expressed a concern about urgency and the 8-day or 10-day period. And I called that piece a false sense of urgency, because we've gone on now for 6 years since the first global settlement, and it's now 8.5 years, as Peter Beck has just pointed out, and a lot of things haven't been urgent. And I don't want to hold anything up, because I want things to happen, particularly in the red zone, and I've been one of the proponents of one of the larger projects, so I really don't want to hold things up. But the sense of what's going on at the moment concerns me. I guess I'd just say, in terms of urgency, a real sense of urgency moving forward really involves, in my view, full participation by the public and really harnessing the depth of capabilities that exist in our community. I think that's really, really important, and not driving it just from within council. Having said that, I don't fully understand what has been negotiated. And Gary just mentioned that I'm going to cover the finance in detail. Well, he's got it completely wrong. We didn't discuss it. I'm not going to discuss it in any detail at all, because there is no detail. And I am completely staggered that in this document, the agenda paper that we've seen, there is no financial summary. None whatsoever. Yes, there are notes and they refer to different amounts of dollars and et cetera, but there is no summary. Yes, the figures might be included in annual plans and long-term plans. You people and the council staff are fully immersed in this day by day. As a member of the public, like other members of the public, I'm not immersed in it. And to see a document that doesn't have a financial summary with cross-referencing, I find is just not good enough. And I say that, I come from, I guess, a part of my history in the past has been as a chief financial officer. And I wouldn't dare put up something without a full financial table that people can... I guess the real point is to make it easy for people to understand. Because this is not simple, it's complex. So the easier you can make it, the better off everyone is. I'll say no more on that, except I would like to see a financial summary published, and I don't think it should be too hard. A couple of sort of just other points, the time frames for the red zone. I keep hearing this thing about it being a generational and taking years, and I just don't buy it whatsoever. Frankly, it's 600 hectares of fairly flat land. It's got, we know there's issues around climate change and flooding and that sort of thing. It's the size of 10 golf courses. This is not the biggest deal in terms of land mass for anyone that's dealt with large spatial areas. And I think we've got to stop talking about it being generational. Yes, trees take time to grow, of course they do. We need to get on with it, but it's not too hard to plan. And the other component that concerns me about the red zone is LINZ and the time frame to actually clear the titles. And it seems to me that instead of operating their normal processes, they should be urged to redesign their systems to cope with this and get it done. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, and I agree about having the overview of the financials, and a lot of them are there already just to be pulled out of LTPs and things. Do you understand that, so if we're looking at the residential red zone and trying to get some financial summaries about what the potential costs are for putting in, various bits of infrastructure, if you like, for flood protection and things, that until some detailed design would be done, it would be very, very difficult to come up with an estimated cost for that work.
I completely understand.
Yeah. But the risk to council is if we put in an estimated amount, which is what we've done in the long-term plan, then people assume that that's been a fully costed, and when it's a different cost later on, council wears it for,
Look, of course,
Yeah.
it must be an estimate. I think the estimate I've seen is quite large.
It's quite large, yeah.
And I find it too large.
But without,
That's my gut feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people in the past we've heard have a problem though if we put it in too light, and then
Well,
they call it a
of course.
blowout later
Of
when we
course.
didn't know.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you just want those things pulled out of the LTPs and put into one document.
Just to be more explicit.
What the original cost share had divvied up, and then what the future
There's
stuff is.
various ways you can do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to go back and search annual plans and long-term plans, and I don't have the time.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much for your presentation, and we appreciate that. Thank you.